A buyer paid $30,000 for a Mahindra compact tractor. Within months, it broke down, and dealer after dealer refused the warranty repair because Mahindra wouldn't pay them back. It's on the Better Business Bureau file. If you've got a few acres and you're standing on a Mahindra lot right now, the machine isn't the risk. The parts counter behind it is. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how Mahindra parts dry up, what it costs when they do, and the 3 questions that tell you before you sign. Mahindra isn't some fly-by-night operation. They came into the U.S. market in the late 80s, one man driving a pickup truck with a single tractor on the back, pitching dealers one at a time. They became a formal U.S. company in the 90s, and since then they've sold about 300,000 tractors here across more than 30 years, building 5 assembly plants along the way, per their own history and the trade record. Houston, Marysville, Chattanooga, Bloomsburg, and Lyons. The Houston facility handles assembly and parts distribution. That's real infrastructure on the ground. You walk into a Mahindra dealership and you see tractors assembled in this country, a parts warehouse in Houston, and a dealer network that covers most of the map. On the surface, the pitch holds up. But the marketing got ahead of it. Mahindra ran ads calling themselves the #1 selling tractor in the world. And in February of 2019, the National Advertising Review Board, the industry's own ad court, ruled on a complaint brought by John Deere that the claim was too broad. It lumped in a separate Indian brand sales, Swaraj, without spelling that out. And the board told Mahindra to qualify the claim or stop making it as written. The board also told them to drop the best warranty in the industry, Boast, altogether, and Mahindra agreed to comply. Now look at the scorecard. The Better Business Bureau gives Mahindra USA an F, their lowest grade, straight off the BBB's own profile. They're not accredited. The agency has flagged a pattern of complaints, 11 complaints in 3 years, and Mahindra failed to respond to 10 of them. That's the record behind the showroom. But none of it tells you what happens when your tractor breaks down and you need a part. I pulled the receipts, and I'm going to show you what I found. Start with dealer churn. When a Mahindra dealer drops the brand, the nearest one who will do your warranty work can jump to 60 miles or more. And Mahindra's own warranty statement, dated January 2024, says in writing that the purchaser is responsible for the service call and for transporting the equipment to and from the dealer. Their language. The drive is never covered. Owners in Michigan posted on the tractor forums that their local dealer, Burnup's Equipment, dropped the Mahindra line, and the nearest dealer left was over 60 miles away. So now you're hauling a compact tractor on a flatbed trailer, 60 miles out and 60 back, on your dime, for warranty service on a machine the warranty says is covered. And if the repair takes a part on back order, that's 2 trips, drop off and pickup. The warranty covers the repair. It doesn't cover getting the tractor there. And you haven't priced the flatbed and the fuel to make that round trip. But even when the dealer is still there, the part you need might not be in the catalog. Some Mahindra parts don't exist as individual parts you can order. One owner of a 2025 Mahindra 1123 had a transmission rod fail, waited close to 2 months on back order, and was told the rod is not offered as a part you can order at all, per his review on Pissed Consumer. A basic transmission rod on a tractor with almost no hours on it, and the factory doesn't carry a replacement part number. When a part that basic isn't in the system, you're not waiting on a back order. You're waiting on a part that has no path to you through official channels. And on the hydraulic side, Mahindra's catalog often won't sell you the loose seals that failed. The $30 fix at any hydraulic shop. It'll only sell you the entire cylinder assembly. That pattern shows up across the Mahindra owner forums, and I'll show you in a minute what that gap costs in real dollars. Now add the overseas pipeline. When the U.S. warehouse doesn't have a part, it ships from India, and the wait runs into months. One owner's Mahindra 6075 broke at 65 hours, needing an engine wiring harness. 65 hours. That tractor was still being broken in, and it needed a part that wasn't in this country. The harness had to come from overseas. Mahindra refused to expedite it, and the machine sat 3 months, per the owner's BBB review posted in September of 2024. 3 months on a machine the factory calls new, because the factory wouldn't speed up a single wiring harness. A wiring harness is a bundle of wires with connectors on the ends. Nothing rare about the part. The problem was where it had to come from, and how long the company was willing to let the owner wait. 3 months of waiting on a machine still covered by the factory warranty. And then there's the Roxor precedent. The Roxor is a Mahindra side-by-side, not a tractor, but it's the same parent company, and this one shows a habit. In 2022, Mahindra pulled the Roxor parts catalog off its own website and told owners that only certified dealers could see it. Then they pulled the license from one of their top 5 Roxor parts dealers in the country, Sherwood Tractor in Arkansas, with no public explanation. Owners documented both moves on the Team Roxor forum that spring and summer. That left fewer than 50 dealers worldwide able to sell Roxor parts. A different vehicle, but the same company, and the same willingness to lock down a parts channel when it decides to. If you're buying a Mahindra tractor, the Roxor story tells you what this company does when it wants to control who gets access to its parts. Those 4 problems aren't theory. They're landing on real owners right now. One buyer purchased his Mahindra in January of 2026. It broke that March. He took it to 2 different dealerships, and neither could fix it. 4 months later, the tractor still didn't run, and he was still making the monthly payment, per his BBB complaint filed that June. Mahindra never answered it. 4 months of payments on a machine that doesn't move, and the company that sold it won't return the call. And this one goes beyond a single tractor. Owners have posted the same front wheel off failure on the Mahindra 5155, the 2555, the 3550, the 4550, the 4025, the 4035, and the 5010. 7 different models, 7 different owners across the tractor forums and the review sites. One of them, at 380 hours on a 2555, posted on Pissed Consumer. Owners posting about it say it is almost always the left side that goes. Same failure, same corner of the machine, across 7 models. When 7 owners on 7 models report the same failure in the same spot, that's a pattern the factory has had time to address. If your Mahindra is one of those models, the front wheel question goes on your list for the dealer. Then there's the owner who needed 5 separate dealer visits in the first 20 hours on his machine. 5 trips before the tractor had a season on it. When he tried to reach Mahindra to escalate, the phone line looped him through automated messages, and the website contact form wouldn't accept his message. That complaint is on the file from July of 2025, and like the others, it went unanswered. That's 3 BBB complaints just from the owners I've cited in this video, and 2 of the 3 went unanswered. Now let me put real money on what those failures cost. Say a loader cylinder on your Mahindra compact tractor starts leaking. The seals are worn, and at any hydraulic shop those seals run about $30. But if Mahindra's catalog doesn't list a seal kit for your model, your only option is the whole cylinder assembly, and that runs about $430 on the smaller machines and about $1,240 on the bigger ones, off Mahindra's own online parts store. Even on the models where Mahindra does list a seal kit, those kits run about $200 off the same store. At a hydraulic shop, those same seals are $30. And on the models where the kit doesn't exist at all, the full cylinder is your only path. The seals exist. Any hydraulic shop carries them. Mahindra's ordering system just won't let you buy them on their own for that model. Now add the drive. The IRS set the cost of running your truck at 76 cents a mile for the second half of 2026. 60 miles to the dealer and 60 back is about $91 a trip, and a parts weight repair is 2 trips minimum, drop off and pickup. That's about $182 burned before a single part is ordered. Put a real part on top. A hydraulic pump for one of these runs about $1,250 off Mahindra's own parts store and ships in a week or 2 if the U.S. warehouse has it. Total that up and you're looking at just under $1,440 out of pocket, with the machine down a week or two. Or 3 months if that part has to come from overseas. That's the 65-hour, 60/75 all over again. So here's the verdict on the parts risk when you're looking at a Mahindra. The parts counter behind that machine is the real gamble. When you sign, you're pricing whether 3 and 5 years out, the dealer is still there, the factory still reimburses him, and the part you need is still something you can order. But I want to be square about it. Mahindra does have real infrastructure. 5 assembly plants, about 400 dealers across the country, a Houston parts operation they spent over $1 million to triple in size, and on paper, a powertrain warranty that runs as long as 7 years on some series, per Mahindra's own terms. That's longer than a lot of the field. And when the parts pipeline works, owners on the forums will tell you it works. The tractor shows up, the dealer has the part, the job gets done. A strong Mahindra dealer with a full parts shelf and a direct line to the Houston warehouse makes this a different machine than the one sitting in those BBB complaints. So if you've got a strong local dealer who's not going anywhere, and he tells you straight that Mahindra reimburses him in full for warranty parts and labor, the math can work. The dealer is the variable. The whole risk rides on that one relationship. And that's what the 3 questions are for. Mahindra hasn't publicly responded to these specific claims. Here's what you take to the lot. 3 questions to ask before you sign anything. First, ask the dealer to pull up the Mahindra parts catalog on his screen and look up 3 wear items for your exact model: a hydraulic filter, a seal kit, and a PTO clutch. In stock or back ordered. If he can't run that lookup in front of you, that's your answer. Second, ask him straight. Does Mahindra reimburse you in full for warranty parts and labor? If he hesitates, remember the $30,000 machine nobody would fix because the factory wouldn't pay them back. Third, ask where the next nearest warranty dealer is if this one ever drops the line. And if the part isn't in his warehouse, where does it ship from, and how many days did the last overseas order take? You suspected the parts thing was real before you clicked this. Now you've seen the record and the real numbers. Walk into that dealership with those 3 questions, and whoever's behind the counter will know you did your homework.